All right, everyone. Welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Monday, June 11th, 2018. All right, so today, again, not a whole lot going on astrologically as was last weekend, but we are ending the current lunar month, so we will be in the last phase of the lunar cycle called the Balsamic Phase, which is good for essentially doing a reset. Particularly in regards to anything new that has been unfolding in your life the past roughly 4 weeks now. So with that, the moon will be in Aries for most of the day. So the theme likely, like it was on Sunday, about independence, about our independence, maybe taking action and initiative. And then as we go into the later part of the day, and especially tomorrow, the moon does shift into Taurus, which is really developing more of the themes around our resourcefulness and our inner resources, which really is what the last cycle has been about. All right, so let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Monday. Again, we are using the actual size of the constellations called true Sidereal Astrology. This is a good example, actually. You can see here Aries is a much smaller constellation in the sky than, say, Taurus. So this is different than mainstream astrology. So if you are new, check out that link down below because the signs are different from mainstream astrology. All right, so let's take a look at the moon here. Most importantly, we are clearing the lunar month. We are in the Balsamic Phase as the moon gets closer to the sun. We will have a new moon on Wednesday. So up until then, great time for doing that, essentially reflecting on the past 4 weeks, maybe even finishing some things up, all right, tying up some things we've been developing, and maybe reflecting on it, and again, creating some space, right? And this all happens within. Usually the Balsamic Phase is a very good time for doing the inner clearing, much like the constellation Pisces, the last sign of the Zodiac. This is the last phase of the lunar cycle. Good for getting into that receptive nature and, kind of clearing out, letting some things go, things that are outside of our control, maybe some things we developed in the last cycle, and consider what are some new things that maybe we do want to bring into the new cycle Wednesday onward. Now, the new moon will be in Taurus as well. This will be 2 new moons in Taurus back to back. So in this case, it will be another development about those inner resources. And that's essentially what the past cycle's been about, cultivating our inner sense of self-value, inner security, inner stability, and as a result of that, perhaps our external resources. So we'll have another cycle with that starting here very shortly as we approach Wednesday. Great time for doing that clearing. So most of the day, the moon will be in Aries, however. So before we get into more of that Taurus energy, I think today is great for themes around our independence, cultivating a bit of assertiveness, perhaps taking initiative, even though it's the ending phase, cultivating those inner active energies, right? Our courage, confidence, independence, being direct, this type of stuff within is fantastic. And I think we'll just notice some themes around that today. All right, Mercury is slowly shifting into Gemini. Well, actually quite quickly. Mercury is very fast. But he will be shifting into Gemini a little later in the week, so we may notice a little more of a shift towards enjoying some of the learning and getting in touch with that more curious side of ourself, getting activated with Mercury in domicile there in Gemini. Venus is, of course, in Cancer, so it has been great since last weekend for enjoying a bit of the more emotional aspects of life and possibly our relationships. So really good for that. Reflective energy, again, like Cancer, it's a water energy, but connecting in terms of maybe caring, nurturing, creating protective environments for ourselves and others really is the way we're connecting and could be enjoying that as well with Venus. All right, and of course, Mars is still in Capricorn, so when we are taking that action with Aries today, I think just remembering that things are taking their time with what we want and our goals. And, that active energy, which is Mars. So Capricorn's all about taking things one step at a time, seeing the big picture. So really good for cultivating this discipline and patience along with that. All right, so that's pretty much the general gist because we don't have any major aspects going exact today. A few minor lunar ones, we do have the moon trining Pluto. So on a minor note, there could be some empowering feelings, feeling like we want to empower ourselves. Maybe a good day to do just that. Maybe face some fears, do some things that maybe we normally would shy away from. We can do today, and it can be quite empowering with that. On an even more minor note, the moon will be sextiling Neptune and opposite Jupiter, that trine that we've had. And this could just be a little bit of a receptive energy about the day, maybe a little open-minded, particularly the first half. And then once we get into the later part, maybe easy to connect with those relationships, or at least an opening there to enjoy some things, or connect with our one-to-one relationships. But nothing major with that. Probably the most important aspect being this trine to Pluto, this empowering feeling available if we choose to utilize it. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Ending phase, coming up to a new moon. I'll make a video on that tomorrow, and it will be in Taurus. So as the day unfolds, the moon getting closer to Taurus, moving from that independent energy, which will be the theme, going into reflecting on the energy we've been developing with our inner resources, that self-value, that inner stability that we've been cultivating the past roughly 4 weeks. All right, so have a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the new moon forecast. Take care.